I am one of those women. I left my children, the house we built together, and the company. I was wandering. I couldn't count on my parents, they thought I was crazy. The children blamed me for the breakup of the family, Eva wrote. Always with a smile on her lips, well-groomed children, home, husband, and husband's company. Only I couldn't get out of bed more and more often. Each day terrified me, and I had to live through it. And the money? I hated them. I blamed them for everything, Eve wrote. When suicidal thoughts appeared, I got scared and went to therapy. I was bouncing from one therapist to another. Finally, I started to drag my husband to therapy. A year after moving out, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. But, again, I think it was the cost of living in a way where money, appearances, the goodness of children, and my husband were more important than me. I was left alone without a job, hair, or health on my way through treatment. However, I won money earlier from my husband for the first time. They really helped me. Against all odds, I began to feel happy. Faithful to myself, doing what I want. I felt the power within me. I am one of those women. Years of living in humiliation, cut off from her life and friends, locked in a golden cage to which her husband held the keys. I do not doubt that he loved me in his sick way. He was proving that I was hopeless, powerless, helpless, cutting me off from helpful people, manipulating even my parents and children to keep me with him. It was supposed to give him the feeling that I wouldn't run away. But can such a thing be called love? I couldn't figure out the situation because I was an exemplary mother and wife. I worked alone, but running my office was more and more beyond my strength, so I slowly gave up my business for my children, husband, home, and husband's affairs. Always with a smile on her lips, well-groomed children, home, husband, and husband's company. I couldn't get out of bed more often, and every day, I was terrified that I had to survive it. And the money? I hated them. I blamed them for everything. When suicidal thoughts appeared, I got scared and went to therapy. I bounced from one therapist to another and started dragging my husband to therapy. I found a therapist who came to me, and my husband resigned from therapy. It was the last day of our shared apartment. As I stood, I moved out with one suitcase. I left the children, the house we built together, and the company. Mine barely made money then. I was wandering. I couldn't count on my parents, they thought I was crazy, and my children blamed me for the breakup of the family. And I finally started thinking about myself. I concluded that the company belongs to my husband, but it is joint property, and I have the same rights as him. I admit it was not so apparent to the judge, even in court. But I didn't give up. I fought for myself. At last, I regained my self-respect. I saw how selfish I raise my children, who live in the belief that they deserve everything. A year after moving out, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. But, again, I think it was the cost of living in a way where money, appearances, and the goodness of children and husband were more important than mine. I underwent chemotherapy and radiotherapy. Unfortunately, I had to close my company entirely then. I don't know if I can re-enter the market after such a break in my profession. I was left alone without a job, hair, or health on my way through treatment. However, I won money earlier from my husband, so for the first time in my life, it really helped me. And despite everything, I began to feel happy. Faithful to myself, doing what I want. Even though chemistry took away my physical strength, I felt the power in myself. I am 6 months post-treatment. I live with my daughter. The son cannot accept that the mother is not an object used to make him happy. It's slowly changing. It's hard for him. It has patterns. And I am regaining my strength, feeling my inner strength, having excellent self-respect, buying myself a drill, and learning to use it. I sing, dance and pray that there will be as many days as possible that I can live. Because you want to live.